morning 12th class. I hope you all are safe at your home, right? Okay, today we will discuss about the lymphatic system, because circulatory system and the function of the heart, working of the heart, and different cycle, different heartbeat and heart cycle and cardiac cycle, all these topics we had completed actually, right? This is your last topic of circulatory system, is the lymphatic system. Actually, similarly, circulatory system, lymphatic system is also very important for our body or body system and organ system, because lymphatic system is the medium through which the blood substances are transferred to the tissue. It means it is the middleman. Actually, lymphatic system or lymph vessels generally absorb the nutrients and the various ions and water molecule from the blood capillaries and pass to the different tissue where the requirement of all these substances. So it is also called, this system is also called middleman actually, because it helps for transmitting the different nutrients and ions and water from blood capillaries to like tissues. Lymph is actually it is similar to the composition of blood, except it does not have RBC and thromboplast. It means platelets and RBC are absent in case of lymph. When the blood capillaries refine their blood, when blood pressure is high in case of blood capillaries, then blood become refined or filtered in the blood capillaries. This filtered blood actually is called the lymph, because lymph does not have RBC, right? Does not have blood clots, so it does not colored in nature. Simply it is colorless. Lymph is a colorless substance or a clear substance. Platelets are absent, so it does not help in blood clotting, but it consists WBC. It means it help in the defense mechanism and help in the formation of B cells and T cells, which help in maintain your immune system and help your immune system to external environment simply. So WBCs are present in lymphatic system. One more important thing is it also contain protein, calcium ion, potassium ion, water. As compared to the blood, it consists more as compared to the blood. Protein compound are more in the lymphatic system or lymph as compared to the blood. So lymphatic system consists lymph vessels and arteriole system simply. This lymph is a clear colorless liquid, which is generally arised from the when blood gets filtered. When blood gets filtered in the blood capillaries due to the high blood pressure, then lymph is formed. But RBC and platelets does not present in case of lymph. Lymph consists only the blood cell, WBC, only white blood cells, and instead of white blood cell it also contain protein, minerals, ions, water, right, all these things simply. So this is called lymph, which is produced from the filtration of the blood due to the high pressure, is called lymph actually. Lymph also also play a very important role in the transportation of hormone and nutrient from blood to the different tissue of your body simply. So lymph is very important. It is also called the middleman because it helps to transmit the nutrient, hormone and various substances from the blood capillaries to the organs simply. Next, from where the lymph is generally flow, lymph generally flow into the lymph vessels. Lymph vessels have very thin wall as the blood capillaries, similar as the blood capillaries. These walls are made up of endothelial cells, right, and also consist smooth muscles fibers. Smooth muscle fiber are also present in the wall of the lymph vessel. Due to this thin wall, the contraction and relaxation and flow of the nutrient and various substances is very easy. So the lymph vessels have thin wall as the blood capillaries, similar as the blood capillaries. Instead of blood vessels and lymph, there are another system is called arteriole system. Arterial system, it means it is a composition of different arteries which help to transmit the you can say that fluid from one body part to another body part. Simply, we have three kind of arterial system. First is the thoracic duct. As the name indicate, this duct actually helping the transmission of nutrient and various fluid from the thoracic region, right? It collect the lymph from the alimentary canal, abdomen, left thoracic, left side of thoracic, left upper limb and left side of neck. Only left portion, from the left portion it consists, this duct consists or collect the lymph. Simply you can see that. Right lymphatic duct always collect the lymphatic tissue, lymph from the right side of your body, right side of thorax, right upper limb, right side of the neck. So right portion, for the right portion there is a right lymphatic duct is present, and for the left is the thoracic duct is present. Next is the lymph node. They are very important. You can see that this is the major site for the T cells and B cells. Lymphatic node generally present in the main region of your body part, like head, neck, right? Your thoracic region, your abdomen region. Here the lymph nodes are present, and these nodes actually help for making the B cells and T cells. These are the cells, these are the lymphocytes actually which help to making the antibodies against the foreign particle in your body. So lymphatic node are very important. So these are the arteriolar system, this is the lymphatic system, and circulatory system we already had done. Next, the functions of the lymph. What are the functions? Very important. We had discussed already that lymph help for the transmission of nutrients from one part to another part of your body, transmission of various ions, transmission of hormones, also help in refining the blood, because various substances which are present in blood capillaries are absorbed by the lymphatic tissue, lymphatic vessels. Simply, this is the lymphatic tissue, this is lymph vessel, this is the tissue which help for making the cell, and this is the vessel or medium through which lymph is flow actually. So all these are the function of the lymph, and also called the middleman, we know that, right? This is your last topic. Various diseases are also there related to your circulatory system. Very important, very common disease is the high BP or high blood pressure or hypertension, you can say that. Actually, you know very well that our systolic and diastolic pressure is 120 by 80 mm of Hg. 120 by 80 mm of Hg for a normal man, for a normal adult human simply. But if your diastolic or systolic pressure is increased above 120 to 80, is called hypertension or high BP actually. In that condition, the pressure of blood is increased in your blood capillaries and blood vessels. If the pressure is very high, approx 140 is like tolerable for your blood vessels. If it beyond your 140, then it may cause the rupturing of your blood vessels and may cause heart failure, or also cause death also. So this is the actually normal blood pressure, normal systolic and diastolic blood pressure. If beyond this is called high blood pressure, if below this is called low blood pressure. Low blood pressure is also very harmful for our body organs. So because in low blood pressure, the pressure of the blood is very low, so transmission of nutrients and various substances does not occur. So low BP is also harmful, similarly as the high blood pressure. Right, next is your coronary artery disease. This disease is also called coronary heart disease. In that condition, actually, in coronary artery disease, what will happen actually in your blood vessels or blood capillaries, there is the deposition of calcium or cholesterol or phosphorus actually, which reduce the lumen of your blood vessels or blood capillaries, reduce the size of the lumen of your blood capillaries, through which the blood does not flow as as it need to flow actually. What pressure actually exerted in blood capillaries does not exert in that condition simply. So in coronary heart disease, there is the deposition of cholesterol in the capillaries, which reduce the lumen and reduce the blood pressure. So blood does not you can say that reach the target point in a limited time simply, you can say that, or blood pressure reduce in that condition. Next is the angina. This is occur in all ages and in all kind of human, in either in the male or a female, in any condition or in any age, you can say that there is no age limit for this. This is a slight chest pain actually. Sometimes we feel the chest pain. This is due to the reduce the pressure in your blood capillaries, and it occur in any age, and it is very common nowadays, right? Next is your heart failure. Heart failure, as the name indicate, what will happen during the heart failure? Actually the pumping of the fluid is stopped in that condition. It is different from the cardiac arrest. In case of cardiac arrest, there is no like you can say that stoppage of pumping of the blood. In case of cardiac arrest, heart stop. But in case of heart failure, there is stoppage of the pumping of your heart. Like blood pumping is from right to left, left to right, from right to lungs, lungs to left. This system is actually stopped and heart become failure. So this is called heart failure. Next is your heart attack. Heart attack, you can say that in heart attack there is no pumping simply, no pumping of your body fluid, or you can say that blood. In that condition there is maybe high pressure of the blood in the blood capillaries, which may cause the damage of the heart tissue, and due to the damage of heart tissue, there is attack occur in your heart, is called heart attack. Valvular disease, as the name indicates, we have four valves: tricuspid, bicuspid, semilunar valve and pulmonary valve. These four, sometime the valve closing and opening is stopped, or the tissue which is present in the valve become damaged, so there is mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood takes place, which this disease is called valvular disease, and it can be cured by surgery. Next is the heart blockage. As the name indicates, sometime there is blockage of your blood capillaries due to the high lipid fat in your blood capillaries, which reduce the lumen or may cause blockage of your heart. It is also cured by the disease. So this is all about your circulatory system. Your circulatory system has been completed today, and this is very basic topic for today. In our next lecture we will start our next chapter. Thank you.